Okay, good morning, everyone in Atlanta. And Barry and your team, thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Aditya Mathur. The first thing I'm going to do is to quickly introduce our team. So here is Siddhant. He is the person who has developed the plant protect system that you will see today. We have Mavis here, who is our plant engineer. We have Derek here. Derek has developed the visualizer that you will see in a moment. And we have Ivan Christian here, who's managing our attack desk that you will see in a moment, which we'll use to attack. Now, and this is Gautam, who's managing the camera. He's the one who has developed one of the technologies that you will see today, the AI crit technology, which we consider pretty good. Now, I will quickly show you the actual plant, not in any detail, because I know you have seen much bigger plants. So we have something called SWaT, which is a water treatment plant. It's a 6-stage plant. And Gautam is just showing you overall the different stages. What you see now is the raw water stage, where there's a tank that we are going to launch an attack on. Then can you give an overview, Siddharth? Okay. And then the next stage is the chemical dosing stage, where we have 3 different sets of chemicals for pH, ORP, and conductivity. And the third stage is the ultrafiltration stage. Go to the third stage. Okay, that's the ultrafiltration stage, where we have one ultrafiltration unit that is also having backwash. Fourth stage is our dechlorination stage, where we have a 8-lamp UV dechlorinator obviously for removing the free chlorine before it goes to RO. And then stage 5 is the RO stage with a booster pump. And the permeate from the RO stage goes into one of the tanks in stage 6, and the reject goes into another tank. The permeate is recycled into stage 1, so we don't waste the water, and the reject is used for backwash, and then it is drained. So that's the brief description of the plant. It's a live plant. It is going on right now. It's active. I must put a disclaimer here. We have rehearsed this demo, but the plant is live, and the state of the plant right now is not the same as the rehearsals as what it was when we did the rehearsal. So I'm hoping that everything will go well in today's demo. All right. So we are going to show you a plant protect technology. So you see on the screen right now in front of you, there are 3 windows. On the left side, you see a window which is actually showing you a part of the state of the entire plant. For example, on the top, you see LIT 101, which is a level sensor for tank 101, which is a raw water tank. Then in the same window, same screen below, you see these orange color bars, which have the tags names. And whenever there's an alert generated because of an attack, you will see that alert right here in this window. This is just one of the windows. We have used a very useful tool for creating this visualizer. And you will see multiple windows here. On the right-hand side top, you see the actual plant screen, and you'll be able to see live. Whenever we launch an attack, you'll be able to see the changes in the various tank levels, etc., etc. Then just below that is the third screen, which is showing you whether our plant protect technology is active or not active. And it will tell you whether there's an attack or not, whether the plant is safe or not, and whether any operator action is needed. So now, we are going to launch 4 attacks for you, quickly one after the other. And each of these attacks, we hope, will be detected. And then we will also show you right after the attack, we'll show you if plant protect was active, what it would have done when the attack was launched. So this is the sequence that we'll go into. Attack 1, 2, 3, 4. Attack 4 is, we are only going to show you one of the very new technologies that we have developed, for which we will not actually demonstrate it here, and you will understand later why we cannot do that. But we will show you a 40-second video at the end. I'm now ready to go into attacks. Are there any questions from Forsyth County, guys?
Go ahead, Dr. Mathur.
Okay, thank you. So let's start with attack 1. Pundi and everyone, I suppose you gave them the demo script that I had sent to you? So
I did not, Dr. Mathur. Sorry about it.
Okay. Anyway, you don't have the demo script, so I'll go through the demo script one by one. So what you see here on the screen and the top is the LIT, the T101 tank. The objective or the intention of the attacker is to overflow this tank. Now, I know that in most plants, you may not be actually physically able to overflow the tank because of some mechanical safeguards. But even if the attacker tries to do what we are going to do, there could be a major problem in the PLC controller if this attack is launched, even though the actual tank may not overflow. But the intention of the attacker is to overflow the tank. So what we are going to do is to spoof the value of LIT 101, which measures the level of the tank. And then we will open valve MV101, which is to the left of that tank. You can see that valve. You can see the MV101 valve right here. It is right now closed. This valve, when opened, will get the raw water into this tank. And then these are the two steps essentially. So just hold on. I'm going to request Chris to launch the attack. Chris?
Launching now.
Okay, Chris is launching the attack. Okay, something went wrong with his computer. So let's see what happens now. I hope he doesn't have to boot it now. So while he's setting it up again, we have done it 10 times today, but right at this time, something happened to his computer. So what you will see as soon as he launches the attack, tank T101 level, he's going to spoof to very low, and he will open the valve MV101.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll spoof it to 200.
Oh, okay. So Siddhant has launched the attack. You can see the PLC thinks that the water level is very low. Actually, the water level is low. Can you show it? Gautam, can you show the water level in the tank? So if you see the tank, the water level is not really low. But here on the SCADA screen, the operator is seeing a low level. MB101 has opened, and now the water is actually flowing. So here we can see the water is going up in the tank. And unless something is done, this attack will cause the tank to overflow, or a mechanical cutoff will be activated. Now, if you see at the bottom of the left side window, this attack has been detected. You can see here LIT 101. Of course, in the graph, you can see there was a massive change, and the predictor actually showed you that there's a problem in the LIT. And so you can see at the bottom, anomaly detected, abnormal change in LIT 101. Actual value was 200, and predicted value is 811. So notice right side bottom screen, plant protect is passive. So all that we have done so far is to detect the anomaly that is the result of the attack. Okay. We are now going to remove the attack.
Moving later.
Okay. Okay. Attack has been removed. And now we are going to relaunch this attack. But before doing that, we'll make plant protect active. Can you please make it? Okay. Plant protect is now active. We are now going to launch the attack, and let's see what happens. Launch. Okay. The attack is launched. And it was immediately, so LIT1 was immediately changed. You see, this happens pretty fast. Very quickly, the attack was detected and the plant was protected immediately. You can see MV101 did not even have a chance to open, and tank is back to its normal level. So this was attack 1, and fortunately it was successful despite the little hiccup here. Any questions in attack 1, guys?
Go ahead.
Okay, we now go to attack 2. The purpose of attack 2 is to overdose the water with all the 3 chemicals that we have. So we have 3 chemicals, HCl, NaOCl, and NaCl. These are 3 chemicals. There are 6 dosing pumps, and this attack is going to turn on all the pumps. Of course, if these pumps are on for a long time, then the AITs, the chemical properties of the water, will change drastically. And that, of course, will not be good. So we are first going to make the plant protect passive. So let's make the plant protect passive before we launch the attack. Okay, plant protect is passive. It means it will not protect the plant. The attack will go through, but hopefully our detector will detect it. Launch the attack, Chris. Okay. Okay, the attack has been launched. You can see here P101 has been changed to 1, which means the pump, which was the incoming pump, has been stopped. We are waiting for these orange colored pumps to start. These are the chemical dosing pumps. They should start?
It has been changed. You can see the manual mode.
No, but they should run. They're not running. Okay, they are running now. Okay. So all the dosing pumps are running. All the dosing pumps are running because the PLC has no idea what's happening here. And let's see if the attack is detected or not. So far, it is not detected. We are looking at the window here. And let's see. Okay, yeah, here, there you go. So it says AIT 201. AIT 201 is the conductivity. Anomaly value of AIT 201 is above 260, but P201 is on. So which is not allowed. It's a control violation, control law violation. Now we will do the same attack. First, we will remove the attack. Remove it. Okay, and hold on till the pumps go back to their normal state. Okay, pumps have gone back to their normal state. Very good. Now we are going to make the plant protect active.
Removing the attack.
Okay, plant protect is
Protect is a
active now.
module. Right,
Yes,
in the
plant
solution.
protect plant protect is a separate module. It interacts with the detector and with the PLC directly. Okay, now we launch the attack again. Okay, the attack has been launched. Plant protect has found out that there's something wrong. And let's see what it does. It says auto protecting, plant is safe. Anomaly detected, plant is not safe, and then plant is safe. Actually, nothing happened to the pump. Even though there was a command sent, plant protect prevented that command from reaching the pumps, and therefore the attack was not successful. Even though the attack was launched, it was not successful. So that was attack number 2. Now let's go to attack 3, and we'll follow the same 2-phase procedure. In the first step, in the first phase, we will launch the attack with plant protect inactive. Can you make plant protect passive first? All right. This attack, the purpose of this attack is to turn off UV while the water is flowing to the RO stage. Obviously, you can understand that's not a good idea because then free chlorine will get into RO, and that could, over a long period of time, it could damage the cassettes, the membranes in the RO. So what the next attack 3 is to turn off UV 401. You can see UV 401. Can you point to that? UV 401, yeah, that's UV 401. You can see it is active right now because of the green light there. And what the attacker will do is to turn it off while the water is flowing. And you can see the pump P401, yeah, right here, which is on, so the water is flowing. Now you will see that on the screen, the video screen, you will see that the lamps will be turned off when the attack is launched. Okay, launch the attack. Okay, attack has been launched. You can see UV is off. And at the bottom, can you see that the lights have turned off? Yes, I can see here, and I hope you can also see the lights and UV are turned off. All the lamps are off, and let's see if it is detected or not. Yes, you can see the anomaly is detected in tag P401R4. It says the anomaly has been detected at least 2 or 3 times here. So now let's get rid of this attack. So we have removed the attack now. Removing. And okay, UV is back to normal. Make plant protect active. All right, now launch the attack again. Okay, the attack is launched. Okay, good. The UV 401 was automatically changed to 2 by plant protect, and nothing really bad happened to the plant. So this was attack number 3. Now attack 4, we are not going to launch, but let me explain what is the purpose of attack 4. So the plant protect mechanism, if it is active, it will not allow the attacker to actually succeed in realizing their intention. However, there are situations where the operator may really want to turn off plant protect in order to set some parameters and things like that. In that case, it is possible if the attacker is an insider attacker, then the attacker might actually turn off the plant protect and then launch attacks. For this, we have a excellent technology, which is a multi-factor, not just 2-factor. It's a multi-factor dual.
Dr. Mansoor, we have a blank screen, Dr. Mansoor. We're not able to see the demo.
Yes. There's no demo now. There's no demo. You will see a video. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
Okay, so just hold on. So now you assume that the inside attacker has all the authentication. And so this guy can actually turn off plant protect, and that will cause the attacks to go through, even though the anomalies might be detected. So what we are saying is there's a technology called silent auth, silent authorization. This technology is now has been developed here, and we are implementing this technology in our plant here, and we can implement it in other plants also. What you will see now is just a 40-second video of what this technology does. Can we start the video?
Yeah, so just to describe, the reason the plant operator has to manually do that gesture with the phone is because the authentication relies on local signals generated by the phone in the form of speakers, accelerometers, and 30 other sensors. And those values are fused to ensure that there's a proof of co-location, that the plant screen, the mobile device, and the operator are in the same vicinity. So silent auth proves a proof of co-location, a proof of possession, and the proof of legitimate identity of the plant operator. So I'll play the video very quickly once again so that it's clear. So you can see that for accessing the plant itself or making any change, you need to authorize, and you cannot be a remote attacker or like log in through a VPN and do this. So you need to be in the plant physically within a few centimeters of the actual SCADA HMI. So once you're authorized, then you can obviously start making changes and do this in a local peer-to-peer manner. So there is no third-party server involved. This authentication happens even in air-gapped environments like in most critical infrastructures. So once you accept that, then you can modify changes and then disable plant protect in the case of critical attacks.
All right. So everyone, thank you very much. That ends our demonstration. We are ready for questions.
I think let me have one thing. I want just to summarize the key differentiator with what the solution does. It prevents the plant, once there's a hack, it prevents the plant from entering an anomalous state. So once the bad guy is caught, the plant still operates. In most cases, you can catch the bad guy, but the plant will shut down because it enters an anomalous state. So not only do they just find the bad guy and catch him, but the plant keeps operating. So that's a key differentiator with this solution. So
that's what happened to Colonial Pipeline.
That's happened to Colonial Pipeline.
Shut down the whole
Five-state region was shut down.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, the ransomware, $35 million ransomware attack. Mm-hmm. And if they'd had this, the gas would have kept pumping. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So we just want to take 5 more minutes, and how do you conduct a pilot, right? So can you talk to Stan and,
any questions? Any questions?
Have any questions?
Is there, so we can.
How about the network security guy?
Sure. Well, is this like an on-site appliance at each site, or are you sending your data to the cloud for it to detect these anomalies?
No, it's an on-site. It's a solution built into your system. It's exclusive to your system, customized to your infrastructure.
Okay.
So behind our firewall.
Mm-hmm.
Behind your firewall.
So it interacts with like iFix is what we have at most of our plants. Is that what it's interacting with? GE iFix or SCADA?
SCADA.
SCADA.
That's the software we use.
Yeah.
Right. Use SCADA.
Well, it's GE iFix is what it is.
Okay.
I mean, I assume y'all are familiar with it.
Yeah, well, Dr. Mathur, are you there?
Yes. So we use here Allen Bradley. We have 4 different types of PLCs here: Allen Bradley, Vago, and then Schneider Electric. So we can manage any PLC. Doesn't matter what PLC it is. Our technology is independent of PLC. GE is fine, no problem.
So it doesn't matter about the software. It's really the PLC that it's interacting with, I guess.
So, yes, it is. Well, it is interacting with the data that is coming on the network and whatever protocol. I don't know what protocol you use, but whatever protocol you use, it doesn't matter. Our system will work fine with any protocol because we have a parser that will change the tags and bring us the tags to the detector. So not a problem at all.
Okay.
So is the basis behind your first 3 attacks is that you set up some rules to say a value was changed. Is this within my normal operating parameters? Yes or no? If it's outside the parameters, then the security system kicks in.
Dr.
The
Mathur,
answer
you
is-
need to answer. Did you hear that? Hear that question?
Yes. Yes, I heard the question, and the answer to your question is yes, but your question actually has a very simple attack. And the attacks that we are launching are much more complex than that.
They want to know if it's within the.
So are,
But you're, yes.
go ahead.
But,
So I guess is what we're doing here kind of including some level of artificial intelligence into the plant operations on, hey, here's how the plant is supposed to be operating. So it's an extra level of intelligence, if you will. And if you get operator input that's outside that model, then it triggers a flag.
You're absolutely correct. That's true.
Don't we have some of that installed today? I would think we.
I think we do it more probably through alarms than anything.
We do it through, we do it through alarms. Yeah.
But Dr. Mathur, could you cover the details? A lot of the equipment you have today will be IoT enabled. So now anybody sitting in North Korea can attack. Right now, a lot of them are not IoT enabled, right? Every measurement device, at some point will be enabled by the IoT.
Our plant is attacked from all over the world, from US, from Germany, from France, all over the world. People attack it. Every year we conduct an exercise where the plant is attacked from all over the world by military, by civilians, everybody who come to our pilot, who come to our exercise.
Using, how do most of these attacks occur? What vector?
So what they do is, we have a system called Zycron, which is nothing but you can think of it as a business logic system, like you have a billing system, etc. So first the attackers come in through that system, and they have to somehow manipulate how to get to the plant. And eventually they get to the plant. And when they get to the plant, they're able to see the screen. They're also able to see the network traffic. So they can get to the PCAP files. They can see the PCAP files, which are coming through the network. They can parse them. They can manipulate them and launch the attack on the system. That's how they do it.
Talk about the Dr. Mathur, talk about the war exercises, the NATO tests.
The NATO exercise, so we have participated twice in the NATO exercise. The most recent one was in April 2021. What happens there is that there are 26 blue teams that are sitting in the 26 NATO countries. And the task of the blue teams is to defend critical infrastructure and IT systems. So there are quite a few, there are about 6 critical infrastructure systems that they have to defend. There's another red team that launches attacks on these systems. One of the systems is ours, but it is not SWaT. It is not the actual plant. It is the digital twin that Stan earlier showed you. The digital twin actually is almost a copy of the plant. And so the NATO red teams launch attack on 26 instances of the digital twin. And the 26 teams defend the instance that is given to them to defend. And our technology, the technology that I showed you, those technologies are very useful for the blue teams to find out what's happening in the system. If they don't have these technologies, then they are using the traditional technologies such as the Wireshark, and there are hundreds of technologies available for network traffic parsing and so on. They have to depend on those technologies that are totally OT, and they don't understand OT at all. Whereas our technology complements the traditional network technologies, and immediately the operators or the defenders are able to find out what is wrong with the system, and then they can take a corresponding action. So that's the beauty of our technology when it works in concert with the traditional network technology.
NATO, I guess, with the net result of all this, NATO picked SafeGrid as the best technology for OT, for critical infrastructure of all the products tested. So they picked number one in both years.
Nice.
Yeah. So Tom, there is
NATO. They compare all the technologies from around the world.
Right.
So is this system in operation today in some places, or
in Singapore, in the water treatment facility in Singapore?
Okay.
So we have the rights to the United States, marketing it here in the country. So we're bringing it to the U.S.
Okay.
So we're moving the technology to the U.S. And now the goal now is doing POCs. We need to do proof of concepts with existing plants in the States. It's a non-intrusive POC. So we have a digital twin product, which enables us to run tests in a digital twin. So it's a twin of it's not live data. It's using historical data. So we can run tests, do a POC which is non-intrusive, completely non-intrusive.
And Dr. Mathur, can you speak about how the technology is applicable to both an existing water treatment facility as well? Forsyth County has a plan to design a new water treatment facility. Can you talk about that, Mathur, that the technology can be implemented on either?
Yes. So as I think Barry pointed out earlier that our technology uses AI. Yeah, that's right. It uses AI. However, when you use AI the way we are using it, you need data. But when you have a plant that is under design, you don't have the data. So when we started developing this technology in 2016, we actually created a 100% design-centric detection technology. And design-centric detection technology takes the plant design, which means the HMI that you are seeing and your HMI in your plant, and the design parameters, for example, tank volume, the pump speed and flow curves and things like that. It takes that information and automatically generates, not fully automatically, but to a great extent, automatically generates the detector. So we have two types of technologies for creating detectors. One is the pure design-centric technology that is excellent for use when the plant is under construction. And the other is a AI and design combined integrated technology, which is AI Crit, which is good for use in legacy plants such as yours, which you have now.
Very good. So just so we're all on the same page, and is that this system is most useful for remote attacks, given that all of our pumps, all of our valves have to be remote and controlled by SCADA. This doesn't prevent somebody at the plant saying, I'm going to turn on a sodium hypochlorite pump in manual and just let it run. Because they can go over there and turn that pump into manual run, and then the SCADA has no control over it.
Yeah.
So this is all from remote attacks from outside the facility.
Dr. Mathur, can you please answer that?
So that is partly true because, for example, in Ukraine, there was an attacker which was physically not inside the power plant, but that attacker was serving as an insider. So insider attack, the word insider has to be treated carefully here. The insider does not necessarily mean physical insider. It could be actual physical insider, such as a contractor or a rogue operator. It could also be someone who's outside, sitting 1,000 miles away, and because they've been able to find somehow they've been able to get the authorization, the credentials, they're able to log into your plant. So yes, you're right that remotely you can control, and our system will protect that against that. But that's not necessary. Even if the guy is inside, physically inside, the system is useful and necessary, actually.
So we'll detect a physical insider who actually turns a valve off is also detected, correct?
Absolutely. So, for example, if you turn a valve off when the water level in a tank is very low and the pump is running, so you turn the valve off, the pump will have to stop at some point in time because the water is not flowing into the tank and the tank water is going down. So that will create another problem. And that will be immediately detected by our technology. That's a very simple attack to detect, actually. The more complex attack is you turn the valve off and you also tell the controller, the PLC, that the water level is good enough for the pump to run. That's a more difficult attack to detect. And we can detect those kinds of attacks, which are called multi-point attacks on multiple stages simultaneously.
But I can, let's say I want to, there's a tank that's almost full, but I'm nefarious and I want to overflow that tank. I can take all the valves that are automatically controlled, throw them in manual. I can put my pump into manual and overflow that tank. Your system may detect there's a problem, but it can't do anything about it, right?
If the plant protect is working, then because you have done it physically, it will try to send the control command to the valve to change it. But if you are physically there, you will prevent the valve from opening if it has to be opened or closing if it has to be closed. So you are right. You're right. If a physical attack, literally a physical attack will be detected, Plant Protect will try to protect it. But if you're right there and you're holding the valve from your hand and not letting it close, then yes, sorry, Plant Protect will not work.
Right. Yeah, I just want to make sure we all understand that. So, but I mean, this does offer, a good, good protection from remote access, into our system. So I understand that and appreciate it. So thank you for the presentation.
Okay, thank you.
This is not an operation anywhere in the U.S. now. You're just starting to roll out.
Yes, we have 20-year exclusivity for the technology for U.S. and Canada. So we signed an agreement with the university and we got the technology. Now we have to do pilots and POCs and, and Joe Biden's administration, I don't know the exact numbers, but I think it's something like $95 billion for the entire United States to understand the importance of OT technology, conduct pilots, and they won't even pay for the cost of the pilots. And it's what we know at this point. So it's not as selling something, it's a need the whole country has.
We're talking the city of Atlanta, Fulton County, the 4 counties in the Orlando area. We're just starting to put this out. So we need to do POCs here in the States yeah.
So has that pilot money been released?
I made a call yesterday. We're working on that right now. We have a guy in DC, a good friend of Poondi's, who's extremely well connected with the federal government. So we're planning to have a pipeline of money to do these POCs.
Well, one of our proposals is to work with your county and get the proposal for getting a POC funded, send it over to the folks and get the funding. Because the funding is available.
So the funding is direct from the government. We would not have
Maybe
to pay
essential.
Well,
Exactly.
I don't know how much they'll pay for. I mean, they may pay 80%.
Yeah.
Most of it they may pay. But President Biden said every county engineers must be fully educated about the importance of implementing an OT technology.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we are here and we're meeting a lot of other counties, not only here in Houston, Orlando,
Right.
all over the country. But again, we just got started. But, Forsyth County is close to us. So
Yeah.
yes.
No, we appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's really key to know that it's a non-intrusive POC. He has Dr. Mathur has a digital twin.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it.
So you build a twin
Yeah.
and use historical data, not live data,
Right.
to do the POC. So
If you all have a few minutes, should we show you how to do a pilot?
it's pretty simplistic. It won't take long.
Yeah, we got
12 minutes.
Okay.
Let's just do the pilot presentation, Dr.
Dr.
Mathur.
Mathur, run us through how to conduct a pilot. Non-intrusive, not going to touch your client.
Yeah, you can use my screen. I already have it up. Have it up.
Can you go to the
Go ahead.
next slide? Next. Okay, so I'm sorry, but there are quite a few steps in the pilot. I'll go through them quickly and you can ask me the question. So first of all, of course, we have to select the pilot. Let's say it's one of the plants in Forsyth County. So that's step one. Once we have selected the plant, then the next step is to identify which portion of the plant you would like us to conduct the pilot. Obviously, it's not a good idea to conduct the pilot on the entire plant because the pilot itself takes time to create the models, etc. So we'll have to do that. For that, you will have to share with us the plant HMIs, and then we can work with you, and you can tell us that this portion of the plant is most critical. We would like you to do the pilot in this plant. Okay, done. So we'll do once that is selected, then we know what we have to work on. Next is to analyze the process that is going on in that particular stage that we have selected. So that's done. Once that is done, then we bring in our system, and I'll give you the diagram of that system again later. But we get our system and we connect it to your plant. This is a very important step, connecting our system to your plant. We want to connect it through a data diode. And so what happens is when there's a data diode in between, we are getting the data from your plant, most likely from the historian, not from the network, but from the historian. And there'll be some protocols there. If it's an OPC protocol, excellent. But if it's some other protocol, we can build a parser. So the parser will actually get the data through the historian, through the diode, and give the tags to our detection mechanism and the plant protection mechanism. And our protection mechanism will tell you whether there's an alert generated or not. Then we do all this in step 6, we do the attack design. Sorry, step 7, we do the attack design and launch. So we now are not launching the attacks on your plant. We are only launching the attacks on data. This is not the best way to show our technology, obviously, because when we launch the attack on data, the impact of the attack does not go all over the plant because it is just on data. So this is not the best way, but this is the best way we can do a pilot. Then the next step is to do data analysis, that is whether the attacks have been detected or not and how well it performed and so on. The most important thing here is false alarms. We want 0 false alarms, and that's a very important aspect of any OT technology. Not to get one or two false alarms every day will make the technology pretty much useless. So we aim at about 1 false alarm in 6 months or something of that kind. So then the last is, of course, customer feedback. And when all that is done, we are done with our pilot. Next step, no, keep going. There's a figure. Keep going. There's a figure. Keep going. Quick. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, okay. So you can see on the left, the data diode, and the data is coming from your plant through the data diode. It goes to a plant decoder, which is actually a parser, which, depending on your protocol that we are getting, which goes into a data store. So we save this data, and then that's the data on which we launch the attacks. This data is then sent to anomaly detector and also to plant protect, and you can then see the visual. You can visualize this just like you saw just now on the screen. The difference between this and what you saw today is that what you're seeing on the screen right now is a pilot. So it is not really launching attacks on your system, whereas we were launching attacks on an actual system. But in the pilot, your operators will be able to tell us what attack to launch. In fact, the pilot that we have done so far, we actually invited the plant operators to launch attacks on our AI crit technology. And believe me, the technology worked extremely well, except in cases where the attack was extremely small, where they were below the threshold for the level sensors and so on. But we performed fantastically in the pilot that we have done once. I cannot go into the details of that pilot, but that's how we did the pilot, and that's how we'll do the pilot for you. Thank you.